coverage you can count on. This is the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast with Patrice Dayton, Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Orpert, and Rick Semler's Sports. This is News 10 at 10 on My Fox 10.
Good evening and welcome to News 10 on My Fox 10. There is now a tornado warning for parts of Illinois. Reports so far tonight across the Wabash Valley are of power lines and cable lines down because of heavy wind gusts. Storm Team 10 has been on alert all day for us, closely watching these storms. Right now, meteorologist Everett Lau is tracking the system and what we can expect. Everett?
Well, we have some new information. A tornado warning was just issued for Crawford County in Illinois. We've had a tornado warning for portions of Richland and Jasper counties, but this has now been extended into Crawford County. So we're going to zoom in and get the latest information here. So the first one was for Jasper and Richland. That's until 9:15. And then they've just issued a new tornado warning for most of Crawford County until 9:30 Central Time. Now they are tracking some really strong radar indicated rotation, so a tornado may be on the ground. There's not any confirmed reports of that. There are no spotters. Obviously it's nighttime, it's hard to see that, but you need to treat this like there is a tornado because one could develop at any time. This is moving very quickly off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. So this is going to be headed towards Oblong. It's going to be headed towards Robinson after a while. So again, this is what we're most concerned with at this time. You can zoom in there closer. Here's some of the times of arrival as it continues to move off to the east. Willow Hill around 8:58, so it's already been through there. Oblong 9:04, Robinson around 9:13 if it maintains its current track. So again, this is the main concern of our area right now is this line of thunderstorms as it works through. But then you notice farther off to the west, we still have the main line that continues to track off to the east. It's moving at about 35 miles per hour. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Edgar, Clark, Coles, Cumberland, Jasper, Effingham, and Clay counties. This is in effect until 9:30 Central Time. So I'm going to step off the screen here really quickly here. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brady Harp and Aaron Peters are both in the Weather Center with me as we continue to follow this latest information. And Brady's been in contact with the National Weather Service through our chat room. Is there anything you're seeing that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, there's no new information, but like you said, this is the area of most concern. This red box that you saw on the storm tracker, that's a tornado warning. This is radar indicated. Like you said, there's no witnesses seeing this. But this is a particularly dangerous situation because like you said, it's nighttime. There's a lot of heavy rain. It can be tough to see approaching hazards like a tornado if it is on the ground approaching it. And it's moving so fast. It's between Newton and Robinson. And Robinson, you're right in the path of this, and you need to get to shelter now if you have not already done that. I know your first instinct, I was saying this earlier, is to go to the window and try to see this, and you need to resist that. You need to stay away from windows. You need to get to the innermost room of your house. If you have a basement, now's the time to get to the basement. Again, a tornado warning has been issued for your area if you're in the path of this. And you need to stay, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can, because we're seeing, you know, like you said, near 70-mile-an-hour winds associated with this storm. That's very dangerous. Hail is a possibility here, heavy rain. You have the velocity pulled up. That's
yeah, if we can pull up the storm tracker again.
Yeah, that's a rule of thumb with this is you don't want to see the two colors mixed together like they're doing in this storm. That means the storm is spinning in a way that's just very dangerous, in a way that, again, a tornado might be produced. And it's Robinson, you're right in the path of this. You can see how this is moving to the northeast there, and it's crossing over from Jasper County into Crawford County. Oblong, it's right over you right now. You need to be in shelter already, but if you haven't, you need to, again, get to your safe place at this moment. The lightning tracker's on. You can see it's producing a large amount of lightning. Everett, what are you seeing? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway is going to be that lightning, which could indicate some of the stronger thunderstorms. If you get a lot of lightning, that's typically what that indicates. I'm going to put another track. Again, this is moving off to the east at about 60 miles per hour, so it's moving very quickly. So there are some new times of arrival. Robinson around 9:12, Palestine 9:19, and eventually over towards Sullivan, Indiana by 10:30 Eastern Time. But again, right now there are no warnings for Sullivan County, Indiana. So right now we're not getting any new information. Again, they've just been tracking that rotation. We still have that line of storms working through our Illinois communities right now, crossing Interstate 57, and a tornado watch continues for the entire My Fox 10 viewing area until 3 o'clock this morning. Though once this main line works through, that will bring our threat for severe weather to an end. So Storm Team 10, of course, we're here. We're going to keep an eye on things, but for right now, we're going to send it back over to Patrice for some of the news for the day. We'll keep close tabs on this and let you know if anything else develops.
All right, thank you so much. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has until Wednesday to take action on a controversial bill regarding transgender youth. This week, lawmakers passed Senate Bill 480. In just a moment, we'll hear from Hoosiers who say they'll be impacted if the bill becomes law. But first, we want to remind you what the bill does. It prohibits puberty-blocking drugs, hormone therapy, and gender-related surgeries for minors. The legislation also ends such care for current patients at the end of the year. Those supporting the bill have said it protects Hoosier youth from harmful decisions. Those against it say prohibiting gender care may have serious mental health consequences for trans youth. Democratic Representative Tanya Paff was the only local lawmaker to vote against the legislation. Republican Representatives Bruce Borders, Bob Heaton, Alan Morrison, Shane Lindauer, and Matt Hostetler voted yes. Republican Senators Eric Bassler, John Ford, and Spencer Deary also voted yes.
Anytime you're talking about literally, something as major as trying to transgender someone from a male to a female or a female to a male, and particularly a child, I would class that as abuse.
The Indiana Democratic Party released a statement. It says, in part, quote, Republicans cannot claim the mantle of parental rights and pass bills to take away their ability to access health care for their children at the same time. Well, today, thousands of people are rallying across the country as part of Transgender Day of Visibility. It's in support of the rights of transgender people. That includes a group that peacefully protested in front of the Vigo County Courthouse, a protest against the passing of Senate Bill 480. News 10's Caleb Bryant was there. He has some of the protesters' responses.
Many people protested in front of the Vigo County Courthouse in response to Bill 480. I spoke with some of them who shared their thoughts and feelings. Emotions were high in front of the Vigo County Courthouse. Xander Dunlap identifies as a trans person. He spearheaded this peaceful protest and disagrees with the legislators' decisions.
It's really harming them not only mentally but physically as well. And I just want to help people be aware and realize what they're doing before it gets worse.
To remind you that I am a person. I am a living, breathing individual.
Finch Irvin was also at the protest. He has identified as a trans male since he was 13 years old. Irvin talks about how this bill has affected him.
I'm scared. I'm scared for my existence and my rights, and I know that some people will think that's silly, but until you're in this situation, you don't really know how scary it is to have your rights questioned.
As protesters like Dunlap and Irvin spoke on their experiences as being transgender in today's world, the consensus was that they wanted their voices to be heard in the face of oppression.
They're taking away not only from me, but many of my friends and my family and just people in my community. And it's just really harmful because it just can take away so much, and it can even take away people's lives.
My personal stance on it is if no one is going to fight for me, I'll fight for myself and for my rights and for our rights as a community as well.
Dunlap and Irvin both said that they will keep moving forward no matter what's being decided on a state and national level. They hope that their community will do the same. Reporting in the newsroom, Caleb Bryant, News 10.
Indiana State University honored its School of Criminology and Security Studies. It's been educating students for 50 years. A celebration was held tonight for the school at the Sycamore Banquet Center. The program started in 1952. Two of its alumni spoke at the event. Robert Casey is a former FBI agent and current trustee for the university. Dave Brandt is a former special agent with the Navy Criminal Investigative Service and NCIS. An instructor says the field of criminology is full of opportunities for students.
There's probably 100 careers you go into in criminology, whether it's forensics or policing, all the usual things, corrections. But now the cyber field has just really truly grown and is still growing.
Bayham says the job outlook for criminology majors should remain steady for several years. We have new information on the future Knox County coroner who has sparked outrage in the community. Soon, county leaders plan to discuss the potential removal of Coroner Karen Donovan. On Tuesday, the commissioners intend to vote on a resolution in support of removing Donovan from her position. The county council intends to do the same during its meeting on Tuesday, April 11th. Local leaders have also received complaints about Donovan not completing various duties. You may recall police arrested Donovan last week. She faces charges of drug possession and official misconduct. If the resolution passes, there'd be a formal judicial hearing before a removal could happen. Written accusations and evidence would be presented. County officials say the coroner's office is fully operational at this time. The Terre Haute Federal Prison is looking to hire some new employees. The prison wants to hire more than 34 correctional officers. The positions range from nearly $47,000 to more than $70,000. A hiring event is happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll be at the United States Penitentiary lobby. There's another opportunity Tuesday from 3 to 7 in the evening. Indiana American Water is looking to raise its rates. If the company's proposed rates are approved, the bill for a typical residential customer using 4,000 gallons a month would increase about $14 a month. The increase would raise almost $87 million annually for the company. The increase would be phased in using a three-step process through May 2025. Indiana American Water last implemented new rates in 2019. CenterPoint Energy is upgrading natural gas pipelines throughout Indiana. It's part of a multi-year program to replace about 1,200 miles of bare steel and cast iron pipelines in nearly 75 cities and towns. This year, more than $76 million will be invested in 32 communities. It'll include about 115 miles of pipeline replacement. The bare steel and cast iron materials will be replaced with new industry-grade plastic. An Illinois bill that would hold deceptive crisis pregnancy centers responsible has cleared another hurdle. Senate Bill 1909 passed the Senate today. The bill would prevent crisis pregnancy centers from falsely representing its services it has available to patients. These centers would also be banned from misrepresenting information about reproductive care. The bill will now be considered by the Illinois House. Good Samaritan Hospital in Vincennes has been recognized for its infant safe sleep education. The hospital received its Gold Safe Sleep certification from the National Safe Sleep Hospital Certification Program. Good Samaritan follows the safe sleep guidelines recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics. It also provides training programs for healthcare team members and family caregivers. Well, camping season is officially underway. Campsites opened at Prairie Creek Park in Terre Haute today. The campsites at Fowler and Hawthorne Parks will open near the end of April. Additional electric sites have been added each of the campgrounds. You can use the online reservation system to book a site. The Vigo County Recreation Department says the system has boosted interest in Vigo County camping.
Not just from our community, but outside of our community as well, which has really ramped up the use of our campgrounds, which has been awesome.
Well, important weather information that we need to get to right away. Everett Loud with the latest.
So I want to let you know we have a new tornado warning that's been issued for our Indiana counties now. So let's take the storm tracker full screen once again. We now have a tornado warning for most of Sullivan County, western Greene County, and southern Clay County, Indiana. This is in effect until 11 o'clock Eastern time. This is for the same cell that's produced the warnings down in Jasper and Crawford County. So this storm of concern is right over the city of Robinson right now. We don't have any new information that anything is on the ground, but there is still a lot of rotation within this thunderstorm. It continues to move off to the east at about 55 to 60 miles per hour. So this is going to be putting it into places like Sullivan, Carlisle. You're in the warning, though the storm may slide just to your north. So let me go ahead and look at the velocity. Again, if you see these red and greens together, that's where you could have some of that rotation. And as you're noticing, that is right over the city of Robinson right now. So that's going to be our area of concern. And this storm continues to move off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. And Brady, while I put this track on, is there anything else you're seeing from the National Weather Service?
Well, I mean, you've said a lot of it, but I want to point out about the National Weather Service, who issues these tornado warnings. Where it crosses the border into Indiana, that's a separate office. So Lincoln, Illinois issues the tornado warnings for Illinois. Indy issues the tornado warnings for here in Indiana. And what's about this storm is that these offices are in agreement that this is a particularly dangerous situation. It's continuing into Indiana as we speak. It's moving very quick. It's moved through Robinson just in the duration of this newscast. And again, it's right over you. The most dangerous part of this storm is right over you. And again, we had the velocity map on there. That's what's going on in the clouds. And it tells us, how this storm is spinning in a dangerous way. And over the course of the next several minutes here. You need to get to shelter if you haven't already, if you're in the path of this. We are, again, seeing radar indicated rotation. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This is a tornado emergency. Tornado has not been sighted, as of my understanding. This is radar indicated. That means the radar showing rotation. Storm spinning in a dangerous way, like I've said, but it's tough to see. You know, it's raining very hard. It's nighttime. That makes the situation even more dangerous as this moves very quickly. And you can see arrival times on our storm tracker there. If you're in Graysville, 10:20, that's in about 5 minutes. That's how fast this is moving. Sullivan, closer to 10:30, 10:27. And again, this is moving to the northeast. It's about to cross the Wabash River into Indiana, Hudsonville. You're in the path of this as well. And this storm, you know, has rotation in a way that you've seen it for yourself. It's just very dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way, because we're kind of going by. We just got some new information from the National Weather Service, and they're issuing something we don't see around here very often. It's called a tornado emergency for Robinson. Again, this is for these radar confirmed tornadoes. So it's dark enough, it's hard to spot, but they believe that there's enough rotation. They believe something's on the ground. Again, that area of concern is around Robinson. So if there's a way in the control room, if you can get us on CBS in addition to here on Fox, I think it's important we need to let our viewers know. Again, this is moving.
It's that pink box there. You see the red box? That's a tornado warning. That pink outline on that box, that's almost an upgrade from a tornado warning, where it's just a particularly dangerous situation, a tornado emergency, like you called it. And it's because the radar indicated rotation is so significant that they believe that something's on the ground. Again, there are no eyewitnesses to this, but the situation is dangerous enough that it could be, again, a life-threatening situation.
And it's moving very quickly. The National Weather Service putting in the warning. It's moving at about 70 miles per hour. So I'm going to get a closer look at this cell here. This is going to be just to the south of Hudsonville. And so we're going to continue to watch this very closely. Moving off to the east, it looks like it is past Robinson now. Control room's letting me know that we're about to be on CBS, so we're going to be continuing to watch this very closely. It is moving off to the east at 60 miles per hour. Okay, for those of you just joining us now on CBS, we have a tornado emergency by the National Weather Service issued for Crawford County as a radar-confirmed tornado was spotted near Robinson. I say spotted, but it's radar indicated. So they're seeing on radar that they think there's a tornado on the ground. It is dark. It is hard to spot these things, but it's moving very quickly to the east. That's prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in Sullivan County, this is headed your way, moving to the east at about 55 miles per hour. So this warning for Sullivan County is in effect until 11 o'clock Eastern time. This does include the city of Sullivan. So if you're in Sullivan, now is the time to seek shelter. We also have a tornado warning for Greene County. You see there Linton. It is included in this warning, and southern Clay County. So again, the storm of concern is going to be in eastern Crawford County now. It is past Robinson. We can look at velocity here, and when you see these red and greens really tight together, those are very bright. We have to keep a very close eye on that. And that's where we're going to be very concerned with this possible rotation. Again, the National Weather Service saying a radar-confirmed tornado. They believe this indication is strong enough that something is on the ground. So if you are in western Sullivan County, now's the time to seek shelter. If you're in the city of Sullivan, you also want to seek your safe place. Brady also has some new information.
I have some new information. Another tornado warning has been issued, this time up to the north. Everett is driving the storm tracker right now. Edgar County, you can see Paris area is now in the path of a tornado warning. And you know, this is another radar indicated tornado warning. And what does that mean? That means that the storm is spinning on the radar in a way that appears dangerous and can possibly produce a tornado, and this is going to continue to move to the northeast. Paris, again, near the path. Now is the time to take shelter. Get inside if you're not inside. Make sure you have as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. Get in the innermost room of your home. If you have a basement, now's the time to get to your safe place. Again, you can see in that storm, that darker red color, that's a heavier rain. What makes a situation like this dangerous is the amount of heavy rain that there is, and it's tough to see if there is a tornado on the ground. Eyewitness has not seen it yet. This is radar indicated, but the storm's dangerous enough to prompt a tornado warning. If it's approaching your area, the rain is just, so heavy, it's hard to see, and it makes the situation even more uncomfortable for me, dangerous for everyone in that area. So again, take shelter now. And this is moving. Let me look here. We're getting new information.
This one is about 60 miles per hour.
60 miles per hour. That's a very fast moving storm, and it's just going to truck through Edgar
You're
County
watching the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast, News 10. Closed captioning is sponsored by Terre Haute Chevrolet for the best value and the best experience.
Get your building project up quicker
on
with
your storm tracker here. You can see Clinton, 10:43 p.m. Paris, it's on top, nearly on top of you now. It's moving so fast. And you're from Edgar County, Paris.
That's right.
So you know a lot of these areas.
Yeah, if you're in Paris, this thunderstorm, by the time the radar updates, this is right at the 133-16 split. So if you're in Paris, seek shelter now. Again, there's nothing confirmed, but there's rotation in these thunderstorms. Wouldn't take much to get a brief spin-up tornado. So if you're in the city of Paris, now's the time to seek shelter. This is going to continue to move off to the east. So Vermilion is included in this warning in eastern Edgar County. But right now there is no concern as of something on the ground, but treat this like there is. I want to zoom back out and take a look at the wide view, just so we can catch everyone up to speed. We are on both CBS and Fox right now. We have a tornado warning in effect for Sullivan County, Indiana, also Greene County, Indiana, and southern Clay County until 11 o'clock Eastern time. Now this is for a thunderstorm that is radar confirmed tornado, I should say. So that means that we don't have any spotters on this. It's obviously nighttime. You can't see these things. If there's a tornado, it's very rain wrapped, but there's a strong enough rotation on radar that they believe something is on the ground. So if you're in the city of Sullivan, now is the time to seek shelter. If you're in Jasonville, seek shelter there as well. Linton, if it maintains this path, it should stay to the north, but one little wobble could put this into your backyard as well. So again, Sullivan, Greene, southern Clay County, tornado warning until 11 o'clock Eastern time, and this thunderstorm is moving to the east at about 65 miles per hour. So what I'm going to do is put velocity mode back on there. Again, it looks like the rotation at this point has crossed the Wabash River, so this is now mostly a Sullivan County threat. We'll put the pointer back on here.
And this is a little peek of what's going on inside the storm. And you can see where the rule of thumb here is the different colors are winds moving in different directions. You really don't want to see what we're seeing in this storm. You don't want to see the green and red mixed together. That's where the storm is spinning. It's a rotation in a way that is dangerous, and it's crossing over into Sullivan County right now. And you can see that area of most concern, the most dangerous area, Palestine, just to the north of you. You should be in your safe place already. Over the course of the next several minutes here, it's trying to cross into the Sullivan area. Sullivan, you're right in the path of this. Farmersburg, Shelburne area, heavier rain, and this is moving again to the northeast very quickly. This, in the span of this newscast, has moved through Jasper County, Crawford County. Now it's crossing over into Sullivan County. Again, that's very quick, and you just don't have a lot of time to get to shelter if you haven't already, just to be safe. And remember, this is what we keep saying, radar indicated, but the storm is just shaped in a very dangerous way. It's spinning in a very dangerous way, and it's moving very fast. All these ingredients for a particularly dangerous situation. And we've talked about this a little bit before, that pink border that's different from the red border in Sullivan County. That is what is called a tornado emergency. That means this particular tornado warning is causing enough concern that it's almost an upgrade from the tornado warning, and it's about to leave that box. It'll be interesting to see if a tornado emergency gets issued for Sullivan County as well, because this, again, the storm hasn't appeared to lose any of its strength. It's producing lightning, thunder. You can see how heavy the rain is, that gray color there on the radar, possible hail. And of course, if there is a tornado on the ground, there has been no eyewitness. It would be tough for that to happen on a night like this, where there's so much heavy rain, it's dark, and it's moving so fast, but the radar indication's strong enough that you wouldn't be able to see it coming. So just get to shelter. Sullivan, get to shelter now. If you're in Sullivan County, really, you should be getting inside. I know the first instinct is to go look outside the window at the scary weather, the interesting weather, but you need to avoid that. You need to get away from windows, get inside the centermost room of your home. Of course, Everett's driving the storm tracker. Are you seeing anything
Well, this is a product, as you see there, it's labeled debris. This is what we call correlation coefficient. It's a different product that the radar can use, and it can detect different things in the atmosphere. Typically there's rain, and that shows up in a darker red color. But you notice just on the other side of the Wabash River into western Sullivan County, it's got a darker color. That could potentially be some debris that has been lofted up by a tornado. Again, we don't know that, but that blue color is typically what that indicates. So that is concerning to me to see that. The National Weather Service has also posted in their chat that they are unable to dial into the current observations at the Crawford County Airport there by Robinson. And they said the rotation tracked very closely to that. So that is interesting that may have been impacted, maybe by a power outage or something like that. It may not have been hit by anything.
And that municipal airport is near Palestine.
That's right.
And that was right in the path of where that rotation was going through. So it'd be interesting to see as we move through these next several minutes, how this storm evolves, how it starts to lose some of its strength. Everett, you're going over, do a quick check on the storm tracker. I've been watching this Edgar County storm. You can see Paris, it's right over you right now. Get to shelter immediately if you haven't already. And this one is also dangerous, but it's dangerous in a different way where this is part of that line that Everett zoomed out a while back here.
We'll do that
it's
again.
part of a longer line of storms. And when we get a long line of storms like this, cold air is pushing it in. It's moving along pretty quick. And that Paris storm, the Edgar County storm, it's a line of very heavy rain. So if there is rotation, radar has indicated there is, if there is a tornado on the ground. This one's even harder to see coming because of how in the rain it is, how rain wrapped we call it is. And you can see lightning's a threat here, very heavy rain's a threat here. And this is moving along. And, I've been repeating myself over and over again, get to shelter. But I'm saying that for a reason, because these storms are in the path of populated areas like Paris. You're right in the middle of this tornado warning. Robinson was in the same situation. Now Sullivan is experiencing the same situation. Linton, you're in the box for the tornado warning farther to the south. These are dangerous storms, and you need to make sure you're taking shelter now. You need to make sure you're listening to us now and, avoiding any risks that you don't need to be taking when it comes to strong storms like this.
Before we leave the cell in Edgar County, I do want to put a track on it. Again, the rotation's moving to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. So my main concern here is eventually this is going to cross the state line and go to places into Vermilion County, Indiana, including Clinton. So right now the estimated time of that would be 10:39 Eastern time and eventually into Rockville a little after 10:45. So we're going to keep close tabs on that. Again, that is some radar indicated rotation, some very strong wind also possible. If you're watching us up in Newport right now, northern Park County, both of those locations under a severe thunderstorm warning. All of Clark County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're in Marshall, you're probably noticing the storm come through right now. You get down into eastern Jasper County, you've already been hit by the one storm, and now another one is coming through.
That has been
Crawford
renovated
County,
into
same deal.
15
You've already had
unique
the cell work
apartments.
through.
This building
We're still
offers an
tracking this line
all-electric
as it moves
studio,
off to
1
the
and
east.
2
But
bedroom
I want to give another
apartments with
update again
on-site
down here in
parking.
Indiana. I think this has been our most concerning warning we've seen all
this is the one
evening.
that looks the scariest. And I've just learned that the tornado warning for Crawford County, Robinson area, has been allowed to expire. It'll be interesting to see when that box leaves. But that does not mean you're out of the woods when it comes to severe weather. You can see just to the west of you, Robinson, that line that we were talking about, that very long line of thunderstorms, is still trying to pass through the Wabash Valley as we speak. It's still producing very strong winds, heavier rain. So even though the very strong thunderstorm, possible tornado warning that entered your area, Crawford County, the line of stronger thunderstorms, that heavier rain's about to enter the picture right away. And again, like Everett, you're saying, this storm that you're showing right now,
this is very concerning in Sullivan to see these bright colors, because typically the brighter the colors of pinks and
the stronger
greens,
the wind.
The stronger the wind is.
Yeah.
And with the different colors, that means the wind is rotating. So they're going in different directions. Obviously, a tornado is because of rotation. So again, the city of Sullivan, this storm is right over you. If you are east of Sullivan, you need to be in your safe place. Go to the lowest, most interior room. This is going to be moving over towards Jasonville. So if you're watching us in Jasonville, now's the time to seek shelter. This thunderstorm is headed your way. Latest information from the National Weather Service says it is a radar confirmed. So it doesn't seem like at this point we've had any spotters confirm anything. But the radar signature, as we can see here, where these red and greens interact together, that's some very strong wind and very concerning right over the city of Sullivan. And again, this is going to be moving into eastern Sullivan County within the next few minutes and eventually over towards Jasonville. So again, tornado warning continues for Sullivan, Greene, and southern Clay County until 11 o'clock Eastern time for a thunderstorm that is producing what the National Weather Service calls a radar-confirmed tornado because of the signatures that it is showing on Doppler radar. Also, to recap with some new warnings that just came in, if you've been in Terre Haute, you have a weather radar, you've probably heard it go off because a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for most of Vigo County, southern Vermilion County, most of Park County, Clay County, including Brazil, and also western Putnam County. This is in effect until 11 o'clock. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that are possible with this line of storms that moves out of Edgar County. And now that we've made it to 10:30, the good news is you just saw that red box drop off in Edgar County. There were no longer any rotation, or at least strong enough rotation that they're worried about that. There's still some powerful storms moving through places from Marshall all the way up towards Clinton and Newport at this hour.
Yeah, it's easy to forget. I know we've been rightfully directing a lot of attention to very dangerous storms warned by a tornado warning polygon on the storm tracker. But it's easy to forget that this whole line of heavy rain, these are severe thunderstorms. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for this entire line of thunderstorms that has been traveling through very quickly. So just because you're not in one of these red boxes doesn't exactly mean you're in a safe situation. You still need to be aware, weather aware. You need to be in shelter if you haven't already, even if you're in an area that hasn't been impacted by one of these tornado warnings. Because again, a large portion of the viewing area is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And luckily, Paris, Edgar County, that box that we were dealing with, that tornado warning box, has been allowed to expire. The radar indicated rotation is not enough anymore to create a concerning situation when it comes to a tornado, but strong winds, heavy rain are still part of this storm. And this very dangerous storm is right over Sullivan, trying to leave Sullivan County very quick. It's just, this storm has been moving so fast. And now it's about to enter the Jasonville area. You're right in the path of this. And historically, and I say historically, but this has really been about a half hour, that's how fast the storm's been moving. It's been producing very strong winds, very dangerous looking rotation on radar, and a large amount of lightning. Our lightning tracker's on. Look at all those lightning bolts right over Sullivan area. This is, again, a very dangerous storm, and it's moving so fast that as soon as they issue a tornado warning box for it, it's halfway through it already. As we move through these next couple of minutes here, it's going to continue to travel toward Jasonville. So we've been saying this, but it's important. Get to your safe place. You can see where the green and red are mixing on our velocity map here on our storm tracker. You don't want to see the green and red together because that means winds are going in a different direction. That means rotation's happening. You can see Everett's driving this. The arrow, that's the direction this is spinning. So if there is rotation, if there is a tornado, Sullivan is right over you. So you just need to be safe now. You need to, just in case, be careful. Again, there are no eyewitness tornado reports at this moment. The National Weather Service has deemed that the storm is spinning in a way that it's dangerous enough that you need to treat this like a life-threatening situation. So just get to safety if you can. And of course, over the next several minutes, it's moving into Jasonville. Everett's been looking at the latest information about this storm. Is there anything that we need to know at this very second?
The National Weather Service just updated this warning. It is 10:31, a confirmed tornado, again, radar confirmed tornado, was located over mainly rural areas of Sullivan County, moving to the east at about 65 miles per hour. So I'm going to put another track on that. If you're just now tuning in, this is going to give you an idea of where this thunderstorm is headed over the next half hour or so. Duggar 1036, I think the worst of the rotation is going to stay just to the north, but now's not the time to question that distance. Get to your safe place. Jasonville, that's still one of my big concerns. If you're in Jasonville, please seek shelter in the lowest, most interior room as this thunderstorm moves through. Eventually moving over towards Worthington at about 10:50, though at this time there are no warnings for that part of Greene County or over into Owen County. But if I'm in Owen County, I'm concerned right now as this thunderstorm will continue to move off to the northeast at about 65 miles per hour. Again, the rotation of concern is over eastern Sullivan County, where a tornado warning continues for Sullivan, Greene, and southern Clay counties until 11 o'clock Eastern for what the National Weather Service is calling a radar-confirmed tornado, where tornadoes are very hard to see at night. It is nighttime. There's very heavy rain falling with this thunderstorm, so if one is out there, it would be very difficult for spotters to locate it, and it is moving very quickly. So now is the time to take action and seek shelter as this thunderstorm moves through. And also to mention in this warning, we haven't talked about it as much, Also warned for golf ball-sized hail. So this is going to be a very strong cell, which isn't too surprising because a lot of times if you get large hail and tornadoes, those go hand in hand just because of a strong thunderstorm. All that wind can
and
produce
our lightning tracker is on, and you know, lightning likes to on the radar anyway, likes to collect around places where there is hail falling, I should say. And you can see that the radar, you got the red, it's a very heavier rain, the yellow, you know, the more moderate rain. That's silver there, that sometimes appears on the storm tracker. That's where the rain is very heavy, or it could be hail falling. And you know, that's equally as dangerous. You don't want to be caught out in that. And of course, let alone the dangerous spinning that this storm has been doing. Now, Jasonville, this storm is moving really fast. It has just left Sullivan. It's on top of you. You need to get in your safe place if you haven't already. We keep saying that over and over again. It's important to get inside, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. Get to the basement if you can, if you have one, and just make sure you're not going outdoors. Make sure you're staying away from windows. And I say this a lot too. You want to look out the window when weather like this happens. If you're interested, like I am, you want to look out the window, but you just have to resist that because, again, windows can be a dangerous place when the winds are as strong as they are in this storm in particular, or any storm. And you just need to, again, get in your safe spot of your home. And this is the tornado warned storm, but I keep saying it's easy to forget. Look at this line of strong thunderstorms moving through the Wabash Valley. Those orange boxes, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. It means there's not significant enough rotation to warrant a tornado warning, but these are still very dangerous storms. So you just need to be weather aware over these next several minutes because this storm is moving very fast.
Yeah, it's moving into the Vigo County area right now. So if you're in Terre Haute, this line of thunderstorms is moving in. A severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for most of Vigo County, northern Clay County, including Brazil, also Vermilion, Park, and Putnam counties until 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Looks like they've narrowed that
tornado warning down.
Box. Yeah.
And we also have, for our viewers down in Crawford County, we've talked about you earlier tonight, but now you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45 Central Time for this same line of thunderstorms.
Yeah.
The National Weather Service warning that it could produce 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And I know earlier this evening when this line went through Coles County, there was a 67-mile-per-hour wind gust recorded at the Coles County Airport. That's between Charleston and Mattoon.
Very, very strong.
So that's that part of the line of the storms that moved through Edgar County, and that's the same part that's going to be moving into Vigo County. So again, if you're in Terre Haute, be prepared. This line of storms is moving into the city right now. I'll do a closer look for those of you tuning in the metro area. You can see this is just now crossing over the state line, moving out of Elbridge. This is going to be headed towards the city of Terre Haute. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. So again, no rotation being detected to warrant a tornado warning, but still going to be some strong wind gusts. If you're in Clinton, probably noticing this storm move through Rockville. This is getting ready to head into your area as well. So we are going to be seeing the wind pick up there in Rockville and most of Park County as this storm slides through. Brazil, eventually you're in line to see that as well. Okay, some new information here. New tornado warning just issued for southern Clay County, northern Greene County, eastern Sullivan County, and most of Owen County. They are still calling this a radar-confirmed tornado. At 10:37 Eastern Time, a tornado-producing storm was located 7 miles northwest of Linton, moving to the east at 70 miles per hour. So as we've been saying all evening, this thunderstorm is just racing. It's producing lightning, it's producing heavy rain, and also the possibility for some large hail. So you need to be in your safe spot now if you're in Worthington. This thunderstorm is headed in your direction and also into the Spencer area. Now's the time to just be a heads up because this thunderstorm is headed your way. We're going to bring back the velocity data there. I'm not seeing quite as intense of a rotation, which is a good sign. We want to see that.
Yeah.
But still very concerning that we've had all evening, and as we've been saying, it's nighttime. We can't see anything going on out there. So if there's a tornado, it's wrapped in rain, and it could be a dangerous situation right over the city of Jasonville. And this is moving very quickly to the east at about 70 miles per hour. We also have a new warning coming in for Sullivan County, but before we do that, I do want to get a track on here for those of you watching in southern Owen County as this thunderstorm continues to slide off to the east. So we're going to put that right around Jasonville and then track this off within the next half hour. Worthington, 10:48, so in about 10 minutes, and then in about 20 minutes for the city of Spencer if it continues on its current track at about 70 miles per hour. So again, racing very quickly. New severe thunderstorm warning issued for all of Sullivan County, Indiana. This is for that main line that continues to work through. This is going to be in effect until 11 o'clock. It's also going to be for the far northern part of Knox County, western Greene County, southern Vigo County, southern Clay County, and the western part of Owen County. So we have multiple warnings on top of each other at this point. If you are in any of those counties, it's just we have that one lone storm out ahead of it and then another main line coming in behind it.
Yeah, if there's any good news here, there's not much. This is still a very dangerous situation. The good news is this is fast. It's not going to last for much longer. You can see how, like you said, these are trucking. These are moving very fast. But because they're moving so fast, they are creating very strong winds. So you just need to be careful. You can see Robinson, you had a potentially destructive storm pass by just in the last half hour, 45 minutes. Now another line of strong winds, heavy rains already on top of you. Again, it's not safe. You don't have the all clear yet. Just be careful. Stay weather aware over these next several minutes, really. My go-to is to say the next several hours, but these storms are moving fast. It's the next several minutes. These are moving very quickly. Rockville, again, heavier rain up to the north there. You can see Clinton, some heavier rain. This line is starting to show signs of trying to weaken a little bit, but you can still see these orange polygons, these orange boxes. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. And again, that means very strong winds, hail, heavier rain, and let alone the very concerning storm that we've been tracking over the last half hour that has just been racing across our viewing area. It's headed toward Spencer, Indiana now. It has just, it's still on top of Jasonville at this moment. You can see all the lightning, a hail possibility where you see the lightning. And, over the course of the next several minutes, this is going to continue to move. And hopefully it starts to show signs of weakness. It already has a little bit where the rotation hasn't appeared as strong. Everett's been driving the storm tracker. The rotation hasn't been as impressive over the last 5 minutes or so, but you can still see that doesn't exactly mean that this storm has any less dangerous. You can see the warning box is still issued all the way to Spencer, Indiana. You're still in the path of this storm. If you have to do anything outside in the next couple of minutes, I would try to avoid it. It's nighttime. There's a lot of heavier rain. And, if there is rotation happening in this storm, if there is a tornado on the ground, there has been no eyewitness of this, but it would be tough for that to happen. You're not going to see it coming in a way that you would normally. That makes it more dangerous. That means you need to, of course, get in your safe spot immediately if you're in Spencer.
And if you're doing any traveling tonight, you want to consider postponing that because you don't want to be out driving, especially along Indiana 231, get through that country with all the woodlands there. It'd be very dangerous driving with the strong wind, the lightning, the heavy rain, and also this potential tornado that is coming through southern Clay County at this point. I want to pull up the velocity scope once again. I'm not seeing as much red. That's a good indication. As we've been saying all evening, red and green coming together, that's what we don't want to see. But the area of concern is still going to be right down there in southern Clay County, right along the Clay Greene County line, just to the east of Jasonville. And this is the storm that has prompted this tornado warning for a radar-confirmed tornado. This is going to be, for southern Owen County, northern Greene County, and southern Clay County, until 11:30 Eastern time. So we'll put another track on this. It was moving to the east at about 70 miles per hour, so racing through that part of the Wabash Valley. Here's some of those times of arrival updated there. Worthington, 10:50, so about 8 minutes. I think the worst of it will pass to your north, but again, seek shelter, lowest, most interior room, stay inside, wait this thunderstorm to pass over. Spencer, 10:57, so a little over 10 minutes there. But southern Owen County, now you need to be on guard. This is headed in your direction. Some good news for those of you down there in Linton. This part of the thunderstorm should miss you. Bloomfield, this is going to be north of you. But that being said, you see that warning just trimmed down, so it doesn't include Linton anymore. The main concern also we've been watching all evening is this main line that continues to work through parts of the Wabash Valley. So to recap the other warnings we have, if you may just be tuning in, hearing some thunderstorms outside your house, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Vermilion County, Indiana, Park County, Putnam County, Clay County, Vigo, Edgar, Clark, Crawford, Jasper, northern Knox, Sullivan, and western Greene County. Those are just the severe thunderstorm warnings. And then we have a tornado warning in effect for southern Greene, most of Owen, and the far northern part of Greene County until 11 o'clock for this thunderstorm that they have been tracking all night. Some good news here, as we just mentioned, with that rotation not looking as strong, they have backed down the language of this, and they're now calling it radar-indicated rotation. So it looks like the signatures are weaker, as we just mentioned. We don't see as many of those reds interacting with the greens. Still some strong wind with this thunderstorm, but hopefully anything that was on the ground has lifted. This is just radar indicated rotation, but still with the history of this thunderstorm, you need to be ready. If you're in southern Owen County, this is headed in your direction. It's going to continue to move off very quickly to the east. I don't know the speed on that one at the moment. We'll see if it's updated. 70 miles per hour, so it's still moving very quickly. New information just came in. We have another new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for our Illinois counties. So Lawrence County, you have now joined the club with active severe thunderstorm warnings. This is going to be for that main line that continues to work off to the east, moving at about 55 miles per hour. And the National Weather Service said 70 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be possible as this continues to move again to the east very quickly, producing those strong wind gusts. So I'm going to zoom back out, just kind of regroup. If you're just now joining us, it's 10:45. You can see we have a line of thunderstorms working across the Wabash Valley, and we have a tornado warning for Clay, Owen, and Greene counties. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, too.
Yeah, it's almost more useful to say where's not under a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in the Wabash Valley, the chances are that you are in a dangerous situation right now. Farther out to the west in Illinois, a lot of this is started to pass, giving way to very strong winds that will continue for the rest of the night. Everywhere else in Indiana, primarily, you're in the path of some dangerous thunderstorms. And you can see this is a wide view of the storm tracker. From Rockville all the way down to Olney is a line of heavier rain and very strong winds. And we've known this all day. I was here this morning. I was talking about how this was going to be a very strong line of thunderstorms. And here it is. Over the next several hours, this line is going to move out very quickly, in the next several minutes, really. But the strong winds are going to remain. And you can see the most dangerous part of the storm highlighted in that red color, that tornado warning box. And it's part of this storm that has just raced across the Wabash Valley, creating a very dangerous situation. The good news, if there is any, and it's tough to find any because this is still a tornado warned storm. This storm is capable of producing a tornado. And like you said, they backed off the language. Previously, when it was in Crawford County, it issued a tornado emergency. That's how dangerous this storm was, an upgrade from a tornado warning. Now it is a tornado warning. That's still very dangerous. If you're in Spencer, you need to take shelter immediately because, it may look like it's across the county. It's just moving so fast. It's producing a large amount of lightning. It's got heavier rain that's going to continue here for the next several minutes here. And, hail is a possibility as well. And, the National Weather Service has found rotation in this storm in a way that looks very dangerous. And, over the last several minutes, the rotation has seemed to weaken a little bit, but it's still there and it's still capable of producing one. There are no eyewitness reports of a tornado. That doesn't necessarily mean that anything really, because it's nighttime. There's a lot of heavy rain. Yeah. It's raining very heavily, and it would be tough, especially in the areas that this has been passing through, to get any eyewitness accounts. But it's still possibly very destructive. And again, Spencer, you're in the path of this, and this is thankfully starting to move out of the Wabash Valley. It's starting to lose some of its strength. Are you noticing anything in particular about this storm, Everett, that you need to bring up? You look like you're gathering some new information at this moment.
Yeah, the latest that we had from the National Weather Service a few minutes ago, they said that the less confidence on that there's something on the ground in Owen County, which we've been saying that the rotation has weakened. So certainly some good news there. But they say it's still a very dangerous situation because at any moment this thunderstorm could strengthen once again as it heads through southern Owen County. So as I pull up the rotation once again, it does look a little more concerning because we're once again seeing those red and green interact. This is going to be right at the county line between Clay, Owen, and Greene County. So right in that triple point area, we do need to be aware of that as this thunderstorm continues to move off.
Patrice is here with an update. She's been gathering information for us, helping us out here. She has an update from Crawford County about the storm the very dangerous storm that we've been tracking. Do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. News 10 Bureau Chief Nathan Springfield just called in and said that Clark County Sheriff Rutan just confirmed that 3 to 4 homes have collapsed with people inside. And he has confirmed too that the airport hangar there in Crawford County is on fire. Now Nathan is trying to head to both of those scenes to try to get pictures, but it's a very serious situation. He's also trying to bring us a live report coming up at 11. But there is confirmation from the Clark County Sheriff about these homes, and we just pray that the people inside are okay.
Absolutely. Very dangerous situation. No surprise that we had that tornado emergency issued earlier tonight as this thunderstorm moved through. And earlier in our coverage, we mentioned that the National Weather Service couldn't remote in and get information from the Crawford County Airport, and no surprise now.
Yeah, that station went down, and now we've received reports that the airport is on fire, according to the report just given to us by Patrice. Again, that just shows how dangerous this storm was. This storm that is still almost out of the Wabash Valley, moving through it, but again, it was producing when it moved through Crawford County. The rotation on that storm was just so impressive, so dangerous looking. And, it prompted a tornado emergency in Crawford County, Robinson area. I'm from Robinson. I know that area very well. I only hope that those homes that Patrice was talking about, I hope those people are okay. And that just shows how strong this storm, again, was as it raced through this part of the Wabash Valley. Thankfully, you see Sullivan County, that warning box is still over you. That part of the storm is gone. That warning should expire shortly. It's still a dangerous storm. It's still moving near Spencer, Indiana. Even if, Robinson, you still got rain right now. I know it's tough to assess what is wrong, what damage there is with the heavier rain. Thankfully, that is moving out fast, but it's still producing a large amount of strong winds. Sullivan area, very strong winds, heavier rain to the north of Sullivan. Vigo County, now leaving Vigo County, a long line of heavier rain, thunder, lightning, and that stretches all the way to the north into Rockville, and it just shows how impressive this storm is. And I can see that, again, that tornado warning is still in effect. That storm, do you want to give us a little peek? I want to see
the rotation.
Yeah, show us if there's any rotation that we can see here.
And the good news is that has just been trimmed down. This is only for Owen County now. So if you're in northern Greene County, the tornado warning has been canceled for your area as this thunderstorm looks to stay to your north.
And that storm is out now.
Yes, so here's the rotation. Again, I'm not seeing anything quite as strong, certainly not as strong as we saw earlier tonight, but still a dangerous situation, some radar indicated rotation. Down there in southern Owen County, that's going to be a rather rural area, as most of Owen County is. But if you're down there, you need to be seeking your shelter around Freedom, up towards Spencer, all those areas, you need to be ready. Vandalia is also in that tornado warning. This is going to be moving off to the east, still at about 70 miles per hour, so it is racing off to the east. Let me put another track for those of you watching us in Owen County. As this moves off within the next 25 minutes, you can see Freedom 1054, so next couple minutes, Spencer 1059, Ellettsville around 1105, and eventually moving over into northern Monroe County. For those of you watching in other parts of the Wabash Valley, I want to zoom out and we're just going to take a tour as this line of storms continues to march through. We've been paying a lot of attention to the tornado warnings. Obviously, those are our biggest concern, but a lot of you still dealing with very strong wind gusts, heavy rain, lightning, and even some hail. So we're going to start up in the northern part of the Wabash Valley. We'll go right through eastern Park County. Worst of the storm has made it through Rockville. It is moving off to the east, just now crossing Indiana 59. So if you're in western Putnam County, be ready. You're about to have some strong wind. Down into Carbon and Brazil, the strongest of the wind to get ready to move into your location. This is for the potential of 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Also down into Center Point. So we're going to continue. This is right along the Vigo County line, getting ready to move off to the east. If you're in Clay City, this is about ready to move through. Back into Sullivan County. Again, we had tornado warnings earlier for Sullivan County. Now a severe thunderstorm warning. And this is going to include the city of Sullivan. So once again, under the threat for some rocky weather. Shelburne's seen the storm now, Hymera. Also Jasonville. Here before long, another round of some severe weather going to be moving through your location. Carlisle, you missed the main threat from the first storm, but this storm could impact you down into Carlisle. Northern Knox County is also under the severe thunderstorm warning, and certainly not what they need to see in Crawford County. We've had those reports of some damage in Robinson, also at the airport. They are dealing with another round of some strong wind and some heavy rain now into eastern Crawford County, and that warning does extend into portions of Richland County and also northern Lawrence County. So Lawrenceville, it's quiet for now, but this line continues to quickly march off to the east, anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour. So again, to recap for those of you in Owen County, that's where we continue an active tornado warning You still see that red box for Sullivan, Greene, and Clay County. That was from that thunderstorm that moved through. The warning is still showing up here on radar. That will drop off here within the next few minutes. But Owen County is where the main threat is now, particularly Spencer. So if you're in Spencer, again, seek shelter in the lowest, most interior room. This is for radar indicated rotation, so we don't have anything confirmed at this time. But this storm does have a history of producing damage, as the newsroom has confirmed a little bit ago. So we're going to zoom back out now on the storm tracker. Again, main line of storms working through our Indiana communities and then also extending down into portions of Crawford County. This just moved through Robinson, getting ready to move into Palestine, moving off to the east, and that is for the potential of 60 to maybe even 70 mile per hour wind gusts. I want to go back and look at our peak wind gusts, if I can find that map in my shows here, and we can see where those strong wind gusts have been. And we'll put radar into motion there for you so you can see as it's moving through. These thunderstorms have been recording some wind gusts at area airports. It looks like I can't do that as I'm going through there. But we know in Coles County, the wind gust was a 67 mile per hour wind gust at the Coles County Airport. So we know even outside of those tornado warned storms, these thunderstorms have been producing some very strong wind as they slide across the Wabash Valley. And I want to give another update on the tornado watch because, as we've been saying, once that line moves through, this puts an end to it. So the tornado watch was issued until 3 o'clock in the morning. You notice Coles, Cumberland, Effingham counties already have been dropped, and we will see additional counties dropped as soon as that line passes through. So once we get through the main line, our threat's going to wind down pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that's been allowed to expire you saw it to the northwest in some places where that line has gone. But just because this line of storms, this very dangerous line of storms, as we've been tracking over the last hour, that's how fast it's been moving. It's been moving that fast. It's been trucking through here. But even though the storm is going to leave very late tonight, it's still going to be very, very windy throughout the overnight. So you just need to stay on top of that. Of course, the most dangerous part of this is the orange boxes, the red boxes you see on that storm tracker. It can look complicated, but basically if you're under a box, you need to get to shelter now. If you're in one of these orange boxes, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're under a red box, that's even more dangerous. That's a tornado warning. And this particular tornado warning, it's almost gone, thankfully. It's been changing over the last, 20 minutes. If you've been watching with us, you've been seeing it change with us. That, this has been a very dangerous storm, causing damage, moving very fast. It has been spinning in a very dangerous way. It's producing a large amount of lightning. Our lightning tracker's on. You can see this expires about 11:15 Indiana time. It's impacting Owen County, Spencer. It's almost on top of you. You're already starting to see some of the heavier rain from this. And if you haven't got to shelter yet, you need to put, again, I keep saying this, it's something to remember, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you have a basement, now's the time, because you can see where our velocity, this is just a fancy way of showing what's going on inside the storm, showing you how the storm is spinning. And you saw there very quickly, Everett's driving this. You can see the red color there, the green color there. Anytime you see those two colors at the same time, together, close like that, that is a dangerous thing. That means the storm is spinning. That means there's possible rotation. That means there has been no eyewitness reports of anything so far, but there might be a tornado. And you can see Spencer, it looks like it's gonna go a little bit to the south of you in the direction this storm is heading, but you're still in the path of this, and you're in the path of the dangerous part of this. So be careful. Again, stay alert now. Get to shelter now. And from firsthand, you saw Patrice come in here. She gave us a report of homes collapsed in Crawford County. The airport out there by Palestine is on fire, all because of this storm that we're showing you right now. That's the history of the storm. That's how dangerous it's been. And you can see that red, that green. That means the storm's spinning in a way that's dangerous. How dangerous this storm still is. And, it's moving to the northeast. It's moving very fast. So that's part of what makes this dangerous, is that as soon as we tell you about it, it's on top of you. So get to shelter now if you can. You're not going to be able to see a storm like this coming. It's producing a lot of lightning. It's got a lot of rain, and it's nighttime. So eyewitness reports on a storm like this, if there is a tornado, this is radar indicated rotation. That means the radar is showing it spinning in a dangerous way. If there is a tornado on the ground, there's no one can see it. It's just so tough to see because of the rain. That makes it even more dangerous. So again, it's Spencer. It's moving in right now. Just be careful. You're probably hearing the loud thunder The heavier rain, stay away from the windows now. It's moving through your area, and then it's going to migrate out of the Wabash Valley, and it's still producing a large amount of lightning as it does so. And this is just the area that we're concerned about the most. If you zoom out, Everett, on the storm tracker, you can see this line of heavier rain, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. That's the orange boxes on the map. And behind this line of thunderstorms is going to be strong winds, strong enough to prompt a wind advisory through the rest of the night and through most of the day tomorrow.
Yep.
So this is just going to be a very active day and a half. This is the most active it's going to be right now. You need to take shelter right now. But even tomorrow, don't let your guard down. Make sure you have a plan for very strong winds.
And I want to give some new information. We had a couple new warnings issued. They're severe thunderstorm warnings. This is going to be for southeastern Vigo, northwestern Monroe, southern Morgan, Sullivan County, southern Clay County, Owen County, and Greene County until 11:30 Eastern Time. This is for that main line of thunderstorms. Again, we've been saying all day, we're expecting one big line to come through ahead of the cold front, and that's what we have working through Clay County right now. Out ahead of it is that thunderstorm that produced, well, presumably was a tornado in Crawford County. As that continues to race off to the east. But severe thunderstorm warning also issued for Putnam County, so this part of the line, and these thunderstorms are capable of producing up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So they are very strong as they move off to the east, anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour. So they just had a new tornado warning issued for Owen County and also northern Monroe County. So I'm going to get you the latest information on that. This, again, tornado warning just issued for Owen County, including Spencer, and also northern Monroe County. This is for radar-indicated rotation, so there's not been anything reported at this time. This is going to be in effect until 11:30 Eastern Time. City of Spencer, this is right over you now, and eventually it's going to be headed over towards Martinsville, Indiana, just outside our viewing area, but if you know anyone in that location, that is going to be headed in that direction. We'll take a look at the velocity. Again, right there where those red and greens come together, that's rotation up in the clouds, wind headed in opposite directions, and that can produce those tornadoes. So that is just to the south of Spencer right now. This thunderstorm moving very quickly to the east at about 80 miles per hour. So again, it is just racing. So it's going to be in northern Monroe County here very shortly. Now that we've got the latest on that warning, I do want to put a track on that main line of thunderstorms as it works through the Wabash Valley. Again, it is moving very quickly, anywhere from about 55 to 60 miles per hour. So as I pull up the information on that warning, I want to give you an updated track. As if you've already seen this thunderstorm in Owen County, you still have more thunderstorm activity to get through. So we're going to draw this from northern Putnam County, stretching all the way down through Clay County into Sullivan County, and then this is moving off to the east at about 45 or about 55 miles per hour. Greencastle in about 3 minutes. Linton at 11:11, Bloomfield 11:26. So far you've missed most of this thunderstorm, but now it's about ready to move through, and then Bloomington eventually by 11:30. So that has prompted that severe thunderstorm warning for Clay County, Owen County, Putnam County, Park County, Monroe County, Greene, and Sullivan. And not to forget those of you in Illinois, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford and Lawrence County. But again, I want to spend a little more time for those of you in Spencer. This is about to slide out of the News 10 viewing area, but still a dangerous storm there in Spencer as we are now into the 11 o'clock hour with a possible tornado, radar indicated rotation. But looking at that signature, that's certainly not a good indication there. We have some very bright colors. So again, the city of Spencer, hopefully you're in your safe place. This is going to very quickly move across into northern Monroe County.
And that's been the scary thing about this particular storm. You know, Patrice came in here, told us about Crawford County, the damage there. The problem with this storm is it's just moving so fast. And, you know, the rotation has looked so dangerous on radar. Of course, we haven't had any eyewitnesses to a tornado on the ground, but, you know, it's been raining so hard. It's nighttime. But you can see where that red and that green mix together on our velocity here on our storm tracker. This is a tool we use to show you what's going on inside, show you where the storm's moving, how it's moving. And you can see when the colors mix, that's when things start to get very dangerous. So you can see the red, the green mixing together. Of course, we're going to stay with you. We're going to track this very dangerous storm until it's gone. But Spencer, it's on top of you. You should be in your safe place already. And make sure you're, again, staying away from windows. Make sure you're in a basement if you have one, because the heavier rain, the lightning, the thunder, that's one thing, but the storm is spinning, and it has been. in a way that's just very dangerous. You can see that gray color on the storm tracker. That's very, very heavy rain, but it also might be hail. That's how strong the radar signature is there. And you know, where the lightning collects, that's where hail usually likes to form as well.
Sorry to interrupt you. They just, National Weather Service put in the chat room, they're now going with radar confirmed over Spencer. So again, that signature that we saw over the city of Spencer could be in, which looks very ominous there with those bright colors there. Looks like it should be just over Spencer now. Again, it's moving at 80 miles per hour. So this is very quickly going to be over into northern Monroe County. Gosport, very close as well.
It's going to be gone. And you know, that is maybe all this terminology may be confusing. What that means is that the National Weather Service is seeing this storm moving away on radar, that it has convinced them that there's probably a tornado attached to this storm. That doesn't mean there is one. That doesn't mean that an eyewitness has seen one, but it's moving in a scary way, right? And it's moving fast. And you know, Spencer, you still have the heavy rain. You're probably hearing thunder, lightning. It's trying to exit the Wabash Valley right now. But just because the most dangerous part of this line of storms is gone, does not mean we're out of the woods. If you zoom out there, you can see that line that we've been talking about, and I've been here this morning talking about it. This long line of thunderstorms producing heavy rain, thunder, lightning. You can see down to the south, it still has a severe thunderstorm warning attached to it, southern Crawford County, northern Lawrence County, up to there to the northeast there, Greencastle area, Sullivan. You can just slowly work your way up the storm tracker to show how much of the Wabash Valley is under threat of severe weather right now. Greencastle, Martinsville outside the viewing area. Again, that tornado warning is you're in the path of that. Center Point, again, heavier rain. Terre Haute, Vigo County area, thankfully, lighter rain starting to take over now. But as we've been saying, just because this long line of thunderstorms is starting to move out, that doesn't mean we're out of the woods either. Tonight, very strong winds are going to be following this with much cooler air. So you just need to be weather aware even throughout the night. Even though this line of thunderstorms is passing through, this very dangerous storm is passing through, strong winds are going to continue to be a threat through tomorrow, really.
Yeah, this is a very potent system that's coming through. A cold front's prompting this, and anytime you go from a day where we had a high today in the upper 60s, we're going to tumble down with temperatures in the 40s as we get into the first part of Saturday. So when you have that big temperature drop, that's when you typically get some severe weather. I want to zoom back in now to the east of Spencer, where they've updated that tornado warning, and they are saying it is a radar confirmed, which means that there's a very strong indication on radar. Hard to see anything on the ground at this time because it's obviously night and it's wrapped around in all that rain. We showed up that earlier, our debris detector, and Doppler radar can indicate what's going on inside a thunderstorm. It can typically detect, obviously, precipitation. Normally there's either rain or snow, but they can also detect when something outside of precipitation is in the clouds. And so you see this gray area here. I'm going to put a pointer back on it. This is just to the south of Gosport into northern Monroe County. That darker color that's blue there, that could be some debris that a tornado may have lofted up into the atmosphere. Again, it's nighttime. It's hard to confirm any of this at this point, but that is going to be a strong area of concern. Fortunately, if you're in Spencer, the threat from this tornado-warned storm is past you. But look what's off to the west in western Owen County. This line of strong thunderstorms, the main line, just going through Patricksburg, getting ready to move into Vandalia. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Owen County for that line of storms.
Yeah, and again, we've been focusing rightfully on this very dangerous storm that's now beginning to leave the Spencer area, thankfully beginning to leave the Spencer area. But this long line of storms is continuing to move through the Wabash Valley. That orange box that you see covering most of the viewing area, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. So even though there may not be tornadoes attached to this long line of storms, it's still producing very strong winds. We saw a wind gust, a reported wind gust, about 67 miles per hour.
Coles County Airport, yep.
Coles County Airport, and that was when this all started to move in. So that just shows you how strong this has been and will continue to be as it leaves. So again, just because there's a stronger storms, I should say, is beginning to leave, we still have a line of very strong storms following it, just immediately following it outside of the Wabash Valley. You can see south of Robinson, some heavier rain. That's a warned storm as well. To the north of Lawrenceville, Vincent's area, that's a warned storm as well. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation, has been. We've seen damage reports from this. It's particularly the Crawford County area. There may be damage in the Sullivan County area as well. And this tracked through, you can see the path that it took, that Everett's taking you on. It tracks through the Spencer area. So the good news is, like I said, this is beginning to move out, but you still have this long line of storms, this cold front that has been producing this long line of storms passing through the Wabash Valley right now, and it's moving very fast. But a byproduct of how fast it's moving, of course, is the very, very strong winds that will continue through the day tomorrow. And of course, lightning, thunder, the hail, the heavier rain, threats with any severe thunderstorm. But these are moving so fast that that wind in particular is what I think we need to focus on here, especially after this leaves and we move through the night.
Yeah, and I want to just give an update for anyone that may just be tuning in trying to catch News 10 Night Watch. Obviously, we've been on the air for about an hour now on CBS as these thunderstorms have moved through. Good news if you're watching over in Illinois, we do have a lot of the warnings have been expired. The tornado watch is starting to drop. So if you're in places like Paris, Casey, Marshall, Newton, Olney, the threat for severe weather winding down right now. The rest of the night we shouldn't see any thunderstorms, but it's still going to be some very strong wind as we've been mentioning. So at this point, most of the threat is going to be focused across our Indiana communities. We still have that warning for Crawford and Lawrence County. But for the most part, we're starting to transition this across the state line, really right on time as we've been expecting. We've been expecting most of this to be out of here by midnight, and so far we're moving right along pace with that.
Yeah, and again, the good news, you see the red boxes we've been talking about, the tornado warnings, that's not moving out of our viewing area. So at this point, we are going to regroup a little bit. We're going to toss the break, and then we will be back with more information about these storms. We will be back with news reports, damage reports that we've received as a byproduct of these storms, and we will continue to track these as they leave. But we're still here. They're not gone yet, but the threat is beginning to diminish a little bit. So we're going to take this opportunity to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to return you to some programming.